Hi everybody, this is Kratok coming to you for another war hit. This is base number 13 in our current war. It got hit once earlier by Max, but he kind of had a bad start to it, wasn't able to finish the base, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. Looking at it here, the defenses aren't too high of a level, especially considering the overall level of who I'm hitting. The walls aren't too bad, so nothing's really overly scary. I do know from a screenshot that Max posted on our Alliance website, or our Alliance chat or whatever, that there are traps all in this area, basically on the top and left side of the fort. So I will avoid coming in through that area. It is pretty tempting just because of having multiple mortars there that you can take out early. But on the flip side, if you have two mortars close like that, then I won't have to worry about them for the remainder of the base while I'm rolling through it. I should be able to just cruise through the rest and not worry about that until I get to the northern portion of it. So not too worried regardless. That in mind, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and start down here where probably down by the atomium, to be honest, or maybe just off to the side. I want to have a pretty easy drop point that I don't have to worry about, and that's a good way to start it. So that's kind of my plan there. Essentially, just kind of do the normal, sabotage the important buildings, try to get as many as possible, roll up through the base, and do what I can. Glancing around just to kind of make sure I don't miss anything. For instance, like an oil well over here in the corner, or perhaps a Forbidden City at the bottom in case they had it, but they have the Colosseum, so it's not possible. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'm just going to go ahead and get started on my war hit. And this is a little bit optimistic for me, I guess. I think I've certainly hit harder bases and done well, but I've had a little bit of a tough streak lately when I'm not running offensive coalitions. Seems like the difference between running offensive coalitions and defensive is absolutely enormous. I just have not performed well running defensive coalitions, so we will see. I'm running defense this war, just to try to help out and get a defend. Be a team player, if you will. But I definitely feel a lot better running offense coalitions. It's just my attack seems to be a lot smoother. Whoops. Yeah, YouTube Gold watching me poorly type out on my phone that I'm hitting a base. Alrighty. I do like my alliance troops on this. I prefer actually having a couple shooters with my howitzers a lot of time. It just kind of helps keep them safe if you deploy them, slightly off your main army or whatever. It gives them a little bit of backup, which is kind of nice. Besides which, atomic shooters have about 15% more hit points than global age shooters do, which can be pretty nice for just keeping them alive. They're significantly more durable, so it's always a good thing. And just dropping out my troops. Gonna get a rally in here pretty soon, but I want to try to maximize it. Yeah. Get a good gladiator out. I might have sabotaged a little bit early, but I actually thought that the town center was going to spawn, so it wasn't worth trying to be sneaky about it. Go ahead and get a good sabotage out there. One of the things I need to be a little bit better about on my hits is actually scrolling back, so I don't get too much tunnel vision on my attacks. Yeah, that's that trap bomb I was talking to you about. Don't want to let generals out. Start getting some planes in to take care of these tanks. And see what I can do to clean up some of these outside buildings. I should be doing pretty alright still. I think I've got at least one, maybe two field howitzers. I've got three of my normal howitzers. Doing maybe not amazing in terms of losing troops, but pretty decent. I do have a minute and a half left with basically all of the major defenses dealt with, so it shouldn't be too awful difficult to finish them off here. Being realistic, I'll probably have about 30 seconds left at the end of this. Yeah, maybe a little more. Yeah, I was slow on that heavy tank. Took out my howitzer, unfortunately. Just cruising along, and I could drop some of my armies. I've got a ton of them, but I just don't see any point in it if my units aren't going to die. As long as I'm going to get the 5-star, so figure I will go ahead and save them just out of I guess good practice, if you will. Hate wasting something when I don't have to. I'm just taking out what I can of all these extra buildings. Yeah. A little bit slower than I was hoping for, but it's alright. 8 seconds left, only 2 howitzers. Bunch of shooters, so, it's still fairly safe, but definitely not as quick as I would have liked. But overall, a reasonable war hit. Nothing special, nothing crazy. But decent. So I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Questions, tips, tricks, what have you, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I always like responding to them. So once again, thanks for watching and good luck in your wars.